Welcome to our homeschool catch-up. Today, we're going to learn about Lesson 2.5 Using Identification Keys. On your student book, it is on page number 32 to 33. For the learning objective of this lesson, identify the different animals using a simple key. So at the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the different animals using a simple key. Let's begin. For task 1, read and write the definition of the keyword in your notebook. The keyword is key. So you're going to read and write the definition of this keyword. You can use the glossary of your student book to find the definition of it. For task number 2, you will identify the different animals using a simple key. But before you will identify the different animals, you need to know first what is key and how this key used to identify the different animals. A key or an identification key is a list of the characteristics of an object or organism that is used to classify it. To understand more what is key or what is an identification key, and how this identification key used to classify or identify the different animals, you need to look for this. I have here different pictures of the different insects. First, we have the ladybird. Second, the grasshopper. Third, bee. We have also butterfly and ant. So if you remembered, for your last homework, you gave the differences and similarities of this insect. So how this insect are differ from each other and what are the similarities of this insect. So by identifying the similarities and differences of this insect, you need to consider what are the different characteristics of this insect. First, they have single pair of antennae on the head. Second, have 3 pairs of legs. Third, often have wings and can fly. Fourth one, some have stripes on their body and have brightly colored body. The last one, some have hard shells on their body. So this list of characteristics of insect, this is what we call identification key. So this identification key or a list of characteristics of insect used to classify or identify each type of insect. Now, let us use the identification key or the list of characteristics of insect. So this identification key will use to identify each insect. First one, does it have wings? So which among this insect have wings? Second, does it have a hard shell over its wings? Third, it is striped. And the last one, it is brightly colored. Now, let us identify the insect that have wings and doesn't have wings. The insect that doesn't have wings, this is an ant. And the insect that have wings and have a hard shell over its wings, this is a ladybird. And the insect that have wings but doesn't have a hard shell over its wings and has stripes on their body, this is bee. And the insect that have a brightly colored but doesn't have stripe, doesn't have a hard shell over its wings, but it has a wings, this is butterfly. And the last insect that it's not brightly in colored, doesn't have stripe, doesn't have a hard shell over its wings, but it has wings, this is grasshopper. So by using the identification key or the different characteristic of this insect, you can identify each insect. Now, let's have a practice more. For this practice, you will use the key to identify each type of owl. I have here different pictures of the different type of owl. Picture A, B, C, D, and E. But before identifying each type of owl, or before you will identify what is the name of each owl on the picture, you need to observe first the characteristic of this owl. What are the different characteristics? First, some of the owls have ear tufts. What are ear tufts? Are a pair of small bunches of feathers that stand upright from a bird's head. Second, some of the owls have bald spots and blotches. Third, some have a heart-shaped mask on its face. And the last one, some have stripes on its wings or tails. So these are the different characteristics of owl. Or, in other terms, this is an identification key. Now, let's do the activity. So by using the identification key or the list of characteristics of the owl, you can identify the name of each type of owl. So you need to look carefully for each picture of the different types of owl. First, does it have ear tufts? So which among these owls have ear tufts? Second, does it have bald spots and blotches? So which among these owls have bald spots and blotches? Third, does it have heart shape and mask on its face? So which among these owls have heart shape mask on its face? The last one, does it have stripes on its wings and tail? So which among these owls have stripes on its wings and tail? Now, let us identify which owl have ear tufts and have bald spots and blotches. First, we have the spotted eagle owl. So this spotted eagle owl have ear tufts and have a bald spots and blotches. Second, a giant eagle owl. So this giant eagle owl have ear tufts, but it doesn't have bald spots and blotches. How about the owl that doesn't have ear tufts, but it has a heart-shaped mask on its face? This is the barn owl. How about the owl that doesn't have a heart-shaped mask on its face, but it has stripes on its wings and tail? So this is the pearl fishing owl. How about the owl that doesn't have a heart-shaped mask on its face and doesn't have stripes on its wings and tail? So this is the pearl-spotted owl. Now, let us identify the name of each type of owl. What is the name of picture A, B, C, D, and E? For picture B, that is spotted eagle owl. So this spotted eagle owl have ear tufts and have bald spots and blotches. For picture D, that is giant eagle owl. So giant eagle owl have ear tufts, but it doesn't have bald spots and blotches. For picture A, this is barn owl. So barn owl doesn't have ear tufts, but it has a heart-shaped mask on its face. For picture E, that is Pell's fishing owl. So Pell's fishing owl doesn't have ear tufts, doesn't have heart-shaped mask on its face, but it has stripes on its wings and tail. And for the last picture, for picture C, that is pearl-spotted owl. So this pearl-spotted owl doesn't have ear tufts, doesn't have heart-shaped mask on its face, and doesn't have stripes on its wings and tail. So that is the different name of the different types of owl. So picture A, that is barn owl. Picture B, that is spotted eagle owl. For picture C, that is pearl-spotted owl. For picture D, that is giant eagle owl. And for picture E, the name of it spells fishing owl. Now, it's your turn to identify the different animals using a simple key. For task 3, do the activities 1 and 2 on page 33 of your student's book and write the answers in your notebook. On your student book, you need to complete the activity 1 and 2 on page 33. First, use the key to find the name of each animal in the pictures. As you can see, on the left side of your student book on page 32, you will see the different pictures of the different animals. What are you going to do? You need to use the key to find the name of each animal in the pictures. Study and look carefully for this identification key. For that, you will name each animal correctly. Second, name one difference between a spider and a woodlouse, a snail and slug, a centipede and a millipede, a worm and a fly larva. So just give one difference between those animals. Write the answer in your notebook. After completing the activity on your student book, do the task 4. What you're going to do? You need to complete or do the workbook activity on page 23. For your workbook activity, you need to complete the activity on page 23. First, complete the key by writing the name of each animal in the correct box. You have there the list of animals inside the box: a slug, butterfly, earthworm, snail, woodlouse, and moth. You're going to complete the key by writing the name of each animal in the correct box. Second, you're going to write the main difference between a snail and slug, a slug and an earthworm and a woodlouse. If you don't have your workbook, you can write the answer in your notebook. After completing the workbook activity, do the task number 5. Open the PDF file for the worksheet and do the activity. Write the answers in your notebook and take a printout. Lesson 2.5, Using Identification Keys. On your student book, it is on page number 32 to 33. For the summary of what we have learned today, we define what is identification key and how these identification keys used to classify and identify the different animals. Always remember, an identification key is a list of the characteristic of an object or organism that is used to classify it. Second, a simple key can use to identify different animals. So, by using an identification key or a list of the different characteristics or features of an animals, you can use them to classify and identify it. That's all for today. I hope you learned something for this video. Thank you for listening and have a good day.